Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda. My channel name is Alba Stitcher and this is a channel about cross stitch. I'm feeling a bit, this is the beginning of me returning to work full time, and this is the end of a work day and I'm feeling a bit tired, a bit bedraggled a little bit. It's although I've been working for the last few weeks. Actually, this week's the first time I've went full time, so a lot of adjusting because I work European time, which means that I start in the morning just after 7, but it does mean I finish by 4 o'clock. So I'm looking a bit. I apologise, but I wanted to film today because today is my Flosstube anniversary. This is the 1 year since I made my very first video sitting on the floor of my apartment in The Hague in the Netherlands, and here we are 1 year later sitting in a very different environment. So yeah, I hope that you enjoy the video. I've got a feeling I might be a little bit nostalgic, a lot of reminiscing maybe, but yeah. So welcome if you are new here. I hope you enjoy what you see. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. It's all really greatly appreciated. And if you've been here since the beginning, wow, you're brave that you've put up with me for the last year rambling and all my escapades. I kind of feel like my life's been a little bit like a soap opera, but I'm still here, I'm still hanging in there, I'm still stitching, and I appreciate the support that you've given me. And I'll probably mention that a few times in the video, because I've kind of really felt it, I think, in the last year, and maybe more so in the last 10 months since everything changed. So yeah, welcome. This is my channel about cross stitch. This is quite a good week if you're joining me for the first time, because I have actually 4 finishes. I never have 4 finishes. I have 1, I have 2. It never hits 4, but I have 4 finishes today. I also have a few whips that I've worked on as well, which is quite unusual, and I have some haul because I always have haul. I never not buy anything. I also have some happy mail I want to mention, and I have a giveaway at the end, and I think that's all. But it'll be more than enough, trust me. Today is Wednesday, the 27th of October, in a very, very, very wet west of Scotland. We have the heavens have opened and it's just came flooding down. The weather is very warm. I'm extremely warm today, but it's the rain. Well, the grass and the flowers are going to love it. We have plenty of rain today, and you might hear it in the background because the window's open. So yeah, I hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all taking care of each other, staying safe, because the pandemic's not gone. And yeah, enough of me blabbing. Let's talk about stitching. So let's talk about finishes. This is exciting for me to have so many finishes. The first finish I have, and this is a wonderful sal, which I was doing with Kim, the Contented Stitcher, and Shelley, XStitch, both on Flosstube and Instagram. Kim is the Contented Stitcher on Flosstube, and she's kgoldman63 on Instagram, and the wonderful Shelley is XStitch on Instagram, and she has a new channel which I'll maybe mention later as well, but her channel was removed. She wasn't bad, she wasn't naughty, she didn't do anything odd, but YouTube removed her channel and she now has a new channel. It's only stitching. I will link both the channels down below. I was doing this stitch along with those 2 lovely ladies, and this is Pomegranate Manor. I think I showed it the last time I filmed, which was a couple of weeks ago, just about 2.5 weeks ago. This is stitched on 32 count Havana by Weeks and with all the called for threads. And what's quite nice is Kim has finished hers and she did it on 40 count. And hers is like the little itty bitty one. It's beautiful. And then there's mine. The big bruiser is mine on 32 count. But this was a delight to stitch. I didn't put the date in. I think the date on the chart is 18 something. I didn't put the date in, but I loved stitching on it, and I actually really enjoyed stitching on this linen. It's not shown up 100% accurate, but it was a great stitch. Loved it. Loved the colour combination. I would thoroughly recommend this project for anyone. And my chart has now whisked away to somebody else. Well, I know who it is, but whisked away for somebody else to enjoy. So yeah, Pomegranate Manor was my very first finish in the last couple of weeks. But then I carried on, and I started another stocking. And if you, again, have been with me since the beginning, you'll know that I decided to stitch on the Blackbird Design stockings, to do one every month. And then I had a little bit of a hiatus in the middle of the year when I broke my ankle. I'm glad to say my ankle is no longer broken. I have a lovely plate and pins in it, and it's all fine. It's not over yet. I still attend the hospital for the consultant. I've got that, I think, in a couple of weeks. I still have physio, and I don't have a very attractive ankle anymore. Well, I'm going to say anymore. Before it was perfect, now it's definitely not perfect. So I would be interested to see what the consultant says when I go this time. Again, I digress. You're getting my mind at the end of a work day. So this was the November stocking. Yeah, that colour's just about right. The thread that I used, I can't remember the called for. I think it was onyx they asked for. But I decided to use this thread here, and it's called Black Raspberry Jam. And I chose this thread because someone else had shown it on, I think, an Instagram post, and I was like, oh, I like that thread. Bought the thread, had no idea what I was going to stitch with it. And then I decided to do this stocking. So I still have a way to go with the stockings, but I am on track to finish by the end of the year, which is delightful. But this is the November stocking. I would be guessing the name of it. Actually, it's right here. So hold please. 2 seconds while I find the folder. I have a folder with all the stockings in it so that I'm kind of ready to go. But you can see I'm not organised. So the November stockings, so you have the little pack of 3, and this one is called, what is it called? Oh, it's called Thankful. So you can see it here on the back of the chart. As I say, it was done in onyx, and then that was my version with a black raspberry jam. So that was finish number 2. But nay, I carried on. I did not stop there, and I then started this little project. And I showed this, I hadn't started it, I showed this in my last video, and oh, that's really blown it out. It's not, let's see if it'll readjust a little bit. Yeah, so this is Chubby Bird. Chubby Bird by Jeanette Douglas. This is a wonderful stitch. I stitched this using all the called for threads. It doesn't look totally like the picture on the front of the chart, but I like how it turned out. So this is stitched on, it's a 32 count, but I don't know. I have this big piece, and I know what I'm going to use the other side for, but I'm not sure. It may just be a natural linen, 32 count natural linen, yeah. But I would thoroughly recommend everyone to stitch a Chubby Bird. We all need a Chubby Bird in our lives, and you certainly need one in your stitching. So I finished this, and you know me, never really have a great plan for what I'm going to do with my things. But this one, I've decided I'm going to get it finished by the wonderful Lynn. for my mum. That's what I'm going to do. So I might do or ask for a flat fold. I won't do a tart finish. I didn't do it in the correct count for the chart, sorry, for the tart finish that's in the chart. I could calculate out a bigger kind of tart tin, but I'm thinking I'm just going to go with a flat fold. My mum would not want a pillow finish. That wouldn't appeal to her at all. But a flat fold probably would. So yeah, that's my plan to get this one finished. So this is Chubby Bird by Jeanette Douglas. I've seen a few people stitch on it. I think it's a great, fairly quick design. And yeah, so that was my third finish in the last 2 weeks. And still I carried on. And I had a fourth finish. And here is it. And this one I really, really like. So it's another stocking. And this is the October stocking. And I have actually completed the one that's on the front. But mine doesn't look exactly like that. And I'll explain why in a second. I think I might have the threads here. I may have a look for them. So here is my finish. Okay, and this is the October stocking called Bountiful, is it? Oh no. Memory like a sieve, so I have. It's called Autumn's Bounty. That's what this one is. So this is Autumn's Bounty by Blackbird Design, and it's stitched on a 30 count Permin vintage, no, antique lamb's wool. And the threads are not the called for threads. So you'll also notice in the chart that the whole is a full coverage, so it's all stitched. I didn't want to do that either. I pulled the threads to do that, but as I was stitching it and as it was coming together, I thought actually me doing this full coverage won't bring anything more to it. It looks fine with the fabric. The colours are popping. I don't need any extra support there. So let me tell you, because I didn't use the called for threads. In the chart, it's called for pumpkin pie, Grecian gold, mulberry, endive, maple syrup, and the background is parchment. I didn't have all them. I may have them in my stash somewhere, but I couldn't lay my hands on them. So what I decided to do is the pumpkin pie, which is, let me see, and I'll be able to tell you which one is which. The pumpkin pie I used was Fallen Leaves. So that's my first swap. My second swap, I'm all kind of disorganised today. Grecian Gold, I used Queen Bee. Then Mulberry, I used Country Redwood. Endive, I had endive, I used endive. Maple syrup, I used, what did I use for maple syrup? Because I didn't have maple syrup here. Bright Leaves. and that was it. That was the ones that were swapped out. But I love the finish. I love how it looks. I can't wait to get it finished up. Again, it will go to Lynn to get it finished. And that's the October stocking. So now what I'm missing is August, September, and then obviously December, which I've not done. And I think I will be able to do those 3 before the end of the year. No problem. But that was my 4th finish in the last 2 weeks. Now these are all smalls. And one of them I'd already started, so I can't claim full credit of doing 4 finishes in 2 weeks, but I think I did pretty well, and I think it was quite good for me to do that. I mean, I have lots of projects, I have lots of big projects, but that really kind of spurred me on. I'm determined to get these stockings done before the end of the year. So that was my finishes. Excuse me, I'll just have a quick drink. But I also had some time to work on some whips, which was quite good. And one of these is a new start. And what did I do with it? Here it is here. So this is also a project that I've seen quite a lot on Instagram, and it's this one here by Mojo Stitches. Quite a few people have been stitching on this. This is available as a PDF download. I believe it was a Needlework Galleria release, maybe. But I really liked it. It wasn't possible to get it as a hard copy in any of the shops that I normally buy from. So I was delighted when she announced on Instagram that they were available as PDF downloads, and I got this one. And then I had to start it. I don't have a massive start on it, as you can imagine, but I have made a start. Now, I hope I can remember which fabric this is. Here is my start. The first thing you'll notice is that my fabric is a lot darker than I didn't have the called for, but I really quite liked the dark fabric. This is stitched on, I think it's 28 count. Picture This Plus Spice. So that's it there, and you can see I've just started working on the bird, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and I will definitely pick this one back up in the next couple of weeks to see how much more I can get done. So yeah, that was my start on Mary Barton by Mojo Stitches. And I'm using all the called for threads, and there's a lot of them. So if anyone's already stitching this or has stitched it, you'll know. You do a lot of colour changes. Excuse me while I make a lot of noise. But these are the threads. But it's a wonderful colour palette, and it's not a big design, so it'll clearly not take all these threads. Then I also worked on another project that I started. Excuse me. It's in this project bag. And this was one that I showed you last week. And this is called Midnight Dreamer. By the Woolly You. So that's this chart here, and I haven't made a great amount of progress on it, but I have worked on it. So let me show you. I'll just tidy up all the loose threads so you don't have to see them. And here is my progress on Midnight Dreamer by the Woolly You. Again, I've not used all the called for. I've used many of the called for, but not all the called for, and I just kind of took from my stash. I'm hoping also to work on this in the next couple of weeks because it's a great design. I'll not have it finished for Halloween, but it is still a lovely design. So that's Midnight Dreamer by the Woolly You. And yeah, I still stitched on something else. I had time, and the last project that I stitched on in the last 2 weeks is a oldie, but it's a goodie. It's like me, it's an oldie but a goodie, and it's this project here. Now this was my January New Year New Start, and that's Who's There by Satsuma Street. And you know, I loved this. I loved all the colours, I loved the fabric I was using. I don't know why I've not stitched on it, because I get easily distracted and I move on to something else. So I decided that I wanted to try. There's my needle minder. And where's the other part of the needle? The magnet. Who knows? I wanted to try and get this finished, if I can. Again, let me just clear up some of the excess threads, and then I'll show you how much I've gotten. This is a fabric by XStitch Design. And I think the last time you saw it, I had done all this bit here, and I was probably working around this part. So I've managed to bring down the sky, maybe the moon, is that how it's been seen? And then I've started to work on this owl. And I think I could possibly get this finished this year. I think if I keep at it, don't put it down and forget about it, but just keep plugging away, I can get the rest of the owls and the tree done, because I might be about halfway. and then that would be a great finish. I've got a feeling the fabric's called Rusty something. Maybe it's just called Rust. I think so, but it's definitely by XStitch Design. I love stitching on her fabrics. It's definitely a 32 count. It's a little bit washed out just now with the lights. It's probably a little bit darker than what you're seeing it, but it's a great stitch. I love it. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to hang on and try and stitch through a little bit more on this one to see if I can get a finish by the end of the year, which should be technically possible because we're still in October, so I have some time ahead. But I would like to finish this, and that's only because I've been thinking about January starts and what I was going to stitch in January coming up. So yeah, that is what I've been stitching on in the last couple of weeks, and I think for once I've done not too bad. I managed to do quite a lot. I definitely want to stick with Midnight Dreamer and the Mojo stitches, the little bird. I want to stick with them to try and get them finished and work more on my owls for sure. So what else have I got to share with you? Well, I want to share that I received some floss drops. Everyone knows about it, the great floss drop trade. And I have watched, I don't want to say enviously from the sidelines, but I never really had time to get organised, so I never participated in the floss drop trade, and yeah, I kind of wish I had. But anyway, I've become part of the team, which is good. I received this lovely card, and Sharon, who's Shaz Bruce on Instagram, very kindly sent me some of her floss drops. So I've got a little pile here, and she did 2 different ones. Let me show you them. Oh, so yeah, oh, really a lot of glare, very shiny. And there's the other one. And what's wonderful is on the back you have the thread and the colour, and then you have her Instagram handle. And if you don't follow her on Instagram, you certainly should. She's a wonderful, prolific stitcher who does some great samplers. So yes, so that was really nice, and I enjoyed receiving that, because then I felt I'm maybe part of the cool crowd now, unless I just get my ass into gear and get my floss drops organised. I don't know, I'm easily distracted with other things. So I also have some stash to share with you, and I wanted to first of all show you this bucket that I got, basket, pod, I don't know what you want to call it. Now, I got this from a shop on Etsy. Etsy's like my downfall, I would say. I should just stay off Etsy. But I saw this and I thought, oh, I like that. I like a little Highland cow. It's just as well I'm Scottish, but I like a little Highland cow. And I saw this one, and that's obviously machine embroidered, and it's made. I think that's upholstery fabric she uses for it. But she had this kind of neutral shade, and I think she had another one, maybe reds. I loved them both, but I was restrained and I only bought one of them. And I thought it was a good way of putting in things that I wanted to show that I had bought during the weeks that I'm not filming, so that you can see it then when I film. That was in my idea. Because to be frank, I kind of have stuff everywhere. It's not really well organised. I keep thinking there's no point in investing in organisation because I'm going to be moving out. So everything's a little bit higgledy-piggledy, as we would say. So I bought this. I love it. And I thought this would be a good way of sharing what I've bought in the last couple of weeks. So first of all, I have some fabric. Now I bought this. This is Fibre on a Whim. Yeah, it's like really bright. It's not bright like that. It's kind of more like that colour, I would say. But yeah, Fibre on a Whim. This is 32 count and it's called Brick. I hadn't seen this colour before, and I do like autumnal colours. It's fabulous mottling. Now I didn't get this in the UK, so any of the UK watchers, I got this from a shop that I buy from in the Netherlands. I still have a Dutch bank account, and I still purchase some stuff. Sometimes I get it sent to the office where I used to work, but this I got sent here. So that was my first piece. The second piece is called Silver Mist. Yeah, that's about accurate. I have no real plans for these pieces of fabric, but again, I saw them and I thought I would quite like to get them. So they're both Fibre on a Whim fabrics. And as I say, from a shop that I've dealt with in the past in the Netherlands. So I'll maybe put the information below if anybody wants to maybe see what they've got. And I also picked up these, which I had seen someone else on Flosstube show them, but these are the, oh, sorry, so much glare. The Needleworkers flashcards. And look, I haven't even opened them. They came in, I think, yesterday. I haven't even opened them. But I believe they just all say kind of different words relating to needlework. So yeah, they came in. So, and I think I got a couple of flosses, but I don't think I put them in here. I don't see them. So yeah, so I got them. I also purchased a few charts. The first one that I bought was this one here, which is by Cottage Garden Samplings, called October 31st. And I've kitted it up because I'm thinking I want to start it. I really like it, and I've got a piece of Ancient that I think might look quite good with this one. If I don't start it, it'll certainly be next year. That's what I'll say to everything. I also got this, and this was 100% fear of missing out, FOMO. I have seen so many people stitch on this lovely Haunted House sampler by Twin Peak Primitives. I thought I need to get it. And I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I have no issue spending money, as you see video after video. I genuinely don't. But I really grudged paying the cost of the download. The PDF download I felt was quite expensive. For me anyway, here in the UK. And lo and behold, the wonderful Arts and Designs, which I know many of you purchase from in the UK and worldwide. I do know of other people who buy from them, who have a great kind of service. They do free shipping on all charts. If you buy beads and fabric or threads, then they'll charge you shipping. But on their charts, free shipping, and it was a great price. So I just bought the chart, and then I went around and either pulled floss or I've ordered floss so that I would have the floss. I did ask, I did look at the threads. Now they're all DMC, which is great, but I thought maybe I wanted to swap out and maybe use some over dyes. So I bought a couple of skeins of, this is Weeks Dye Works Persimmon. It's obviously a very red, a very orange, which if you don't know, I love orange. A really orange, but you know, to be frank, I really like the colour palette when I see it together. So there is a strong possibility I will not swap out the threads. But that was another one, and I've been really good. I feel quite, not proud, but pleased that I stuck with finishing those smalls. I stuck with the whips that I already had, and I resisted the temptation to start this, because you know, that house, it just screams, get me stitched. But I didn't. I was good for once. Doesn't happen often. I was good for once, and I resisted temptation. So I did not start it. And the other one, this was a sheer impulse buy. I don't know if I saw somebody stitching it, or I don't know. I think I saw it on Instagram, but it's not a new chart. In fact, I'm going to take this out because the glare is unbelievable. This is by Summer House Stitch Works. I don't know if I can get it any better yet. This is by Summer House Stitch Works, and what I've come to realise is I have a little penchant for Summer House Stitch Works. I've got quite a few of their charts. I have a couple in whip form from when I lived in the Netherlands, which I haven't touched. But I really do like this one, and this is called Winter Cometh. I just really liked it, so I just ordered it, and I ordered the thread. The threads is DMC threads, which is great, and I ordered a piece of fabric as well. So the fabric that I ordered, oh my goodness, this is going to test my eyesight, but it's Fox and Rabbit, and it's called Paper Bark. So I got this fabric from Peakside Needleworks, and I also got the 3 threads. It's only 3 threads, which I think is really good. And I'm tempted to start that maybe at the end of November, beginning of December. It's not very big. It's not a big chart. I'll tell you the stitch count. The stitch count is 118 by 88. But I couldn't resist it. I really liked it. Maybe I like the whole kind of notion of it being kind of in kind of stages. But yeah, I really like that. So I bought that. Let me see what else is in my bucket. What else have I got here that I have purchased? Oh yeah. Actually, this is the company that I got the Highland Cow from. It was from this company here, and let's hope that... Oh. It's called Hillside Handicrafts. Maybe it'll work if I put it on the board. I'm just wanting you to be able to see it. Yeah. So Hillside Handicrafts on Etsy is where I got my Highland Cow. Okay, that's for future. What else have I got here? Oh, I knew I had put them somewhere. These are my threads from the October stocking. So yeah, can I just check that I got it correct? Queen Bee, Fallen Leaves, Endive, I didn't use that one, Bright Leaf, and Country Redwood. So full marks for me for remembering. Okay, and I have one other thing that I purchased that's not stitchy related, but I know some people may like it for a couple of reasons, and it's this little box, first of all. So you're like, oh yeah, she's bought a box. It's called A Little Inspiration, and again, I saw it Instagram, Facebook, somewhere, and I was a little bit unsure because I thought it was actual cards, you know, like greeting cards. And I thought, well, I can use them, I can send them to people. I'm always looking for something to get people to think, and not necessarily think in a Einstein sort of way, but just maybe a bit of reflection. I think it's important. I think when I think back to the last 12 months and my time filming videos, yeah, it's important that you reflect on things and try and improve. So I managed to get them. I got them from a company called Apple Tree Junction Interiors, and I only think they work off Facebook, but they might have a web page. If they have, I'll link it below. Nathan there is fabulous. I bought a few things from him. I'm trying to think. I've bought other Wrendale things from him, and I have a diary coming. But he had this, which was great because it was out of stock everywhere else. But the important thing, get to the point, Amanda, stop rambling, is that it's not greeting cards like I thought. But I was not disappointed, because what it is first of all, it's cards and a little stand. And the cards are all inspirational, obviously. And you take your card for that day, week, month, year, your life, whatever you want, and you can stand it, and then you have it on your desk. And I, for me personally, think that is really cute and divine, and gets us all thinking and think about how we are, how we behave, how we treat other people, how we treat ourselves. It's all part of it for me. I'll not go through them all, because if you buy them, then it's a nice surprise for you. But that one is dance, like no one is watching you, and then you've got make a wish, we'll make it happen, So it's all the little Wrendale animals put on card form, and they all have an inspirational little quote for you. So yeah, I think it was super cute. Oh, Melanie, you'll like this. It's a bunny rabbit, and it says, "Look before you leap." So yeah, they were a lovely surprise, although I did buy it for myself, but it was a lovely surprise. So I also had that. And I think that is all my purchases, which is enough, but not too bad for me. Somebody else asked me about my pumpkin. If you saw my Instagram post with my October stocking, I took the photograph with this little pumpkin that I had. I did not make this. All my time is spent stitching, and I think for once in my life I can show that because I have plenty of stitching. But this little pumpkin I got off Etsy. Company was called Velvet Kiwi. I think it's Velvet Kiwi. I'll link it below if I remember. It's not that colour. It's like proper pumpkin, my favourite. I love everything pumpkin, orange, greens. Autumnal is my jam, all my jam. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about giveaway. I have a giveaway. It's for my 1 year anniversary. If I've not already told you, 1 year since I've been making these videos. In that year, I have, first of all, I would like to thank Dawn, Frosty XStitch, who is here. I think I have some threads. And now I need to work out where they're from. But I have some threads loose. As I was saying, I want to thank Dawn. Dawn was an Instagram friend that I had who made Flosstube videos that I kind of connected with. And we frequently were in contact. And then I had asked her about making videos, and she kind of talked me through, oh, you can do this, and then you do that, and then I bit the bullet. And last October, I just decided to do it, to make a video and see what would happen. I would have been pleased if 50 people had watched my videos, maybe even 5. And 4 of them could well be my family, so maybe only 1 person would watch, and that would be fine. Everyone makes videos for different reasons. For me, it was purely a way of documenting my stitching. And more so now that I see on reflection my life. And I think I have made some really strong connections with people, and I'm still friendly with Dawn, we still chat. But I've also made connections with other stitchers, which is fabulous. And this would not have happened if I hadn't made the videos. Instagram is great, and Instagram for me is certainly constant eye candy of what I could stitch and what I can buy. But making the videos does bring you closer to people, not necessarily people that make other videos. We're not a little community of video makers. That's not what happens. We just connect with other stitchers, and that's the most important thing. So that happened, and I think that has helped me on this road of change that I'm kind of currently on, because it's certainly not ended. I expect a lot more changes to happen. But that certainly helped me, because maybe if you don't make videos, you don't realise, but you know, when people send you messages, and I've had some wonderful messages, and I'm not offended by what anybody has said. Nobody has been extremely rude. Some messages have left me thinking, okay. And it's been very touching. It's really helped me. And then when I had my accident and I broke my ankle, that was like another upheaval for me. And I kept saying to my mum, I want to make a video. I don't want to stop, because I think for me, and everyone is different, because I see some Flosstubers are religiously every week make a video. Hats off to you. I haven't kept a great schedule, but it's not been too bad, I don't think. which is normally every 2 weeks, 2.5, sometimes 3 weeks. But I think if I left it a long time, I wouldn't make any more. And it's not that I would have stopped stitching, but I just don't think I would have continued. So I'm kind of glad I pushed through, and it was really awkward when I was first in plaster. I wasn't comfortable, I was in a lot of pain, I wasn't stitching what I wanted to stitch, but I knew I wanted to stitch, but I just didn't know what I was going to do, and I kind of organised myself, and that was fine. My mum helped me a lot, but I think for me personally it's been a kind of road. This stitching has been a good road for me to be on, and making videos, is part of that, obviously. I've rambled enough, so I want to thank everyone who's commented, everyone who has reached out to me, sent me emails, sent me private messages. That's all been fabulous. I've really enjoyed that. It's really kept me grounded and kept me going. I think last video I made, I talked a lot about stash and feeling a little bit overwhelmed, and a lot of you reached out to me and said, yep, I know exactly what you're going through. I have the same problem, and I also have it with quilting. So I have all this stitching stuff and I have all this quilting stuff. So stash, I think, or collecting is also another part of it, not just stitching. The actual collecting of the necessary parts of stitching is good. So that was good, because maybe if I hadn't made the video, I'd have been sitting overwhelmed myself, and then I thought, oh yeah, there's no point in stitching anything. And I don't know if I shared this before, but I did stitch many years ago. Now you all know I had a big birthday this year, turned a big number, and a way back 30 years ago, I did stitch, and I never stuck with it because I felt overwhelmed that I couldn't stitch everything that I liked and I wanted to stitch. And I kind of told myself, right, there's no point, stop it, do another hobby. So I'm glad I've come back to it. I still have far too much. I will not stitch everything that I have, but I can see beyond that and I can enjoy what I've got. So that was really my point. Making the videos, I've connected with people who have encouraged me to continue to stitch, which is fabulous. Now I have a giveaway. I have a giveaway for my 1 year. Oh no, I have more stash. Shush, Amanda, you have more stash. Okay, rewind slightly. I don't know if anybody noticed, but Puntini, she had made some new pins. And I had a little look on her Etsy shop, and I was taken by these Christmas pins. And so I ordered them, and they came. Really liked them. I was swithering with the Halloween because I love Halloween, but I felt as if I had so much Halloween things that I needed to look at Christmas, which I did, and she very kindly sent me a little freebie. I'll take it out so you can enjoy it. So she sent me a little freebie. So that was really nice as well. So yeah, they were good. And I've also got to thank, I got a couple of people who bought me coffees this week, which is also something else which I probably don't thank people enough for who support the channel. But Jennifer and Pauline, I'd like to thank you because greatly appreciate that you bought me coffee this last week, or multiple coffees I should say. Thank you very much. I know I thanked over Instagram, but thank you very much. It's truly appreciated. And it's just a good way, I think, of kind of keeping your channel going. It means you can do giveaways and pay for postage, or if you're buying more stash or whatever it is. It's very good. Okay, now I have a giveaway. So I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was like, what am I going to do? 1 year anniversary. I want to thank people for kind of putting up with me for a year. So I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll do a kind of little mixed bag. So a little bit of everything. So the first thing I have, this is only the one winner. The first thing I have is, I have a little chart, a little Christmas chart. We're approaching Halloween, I know, but Christmas is really round the corner, and by the time this is drawn, it will be Christmas. Halloween will be past. So I have a little Christmas chart for you that you cannot see. Let me try again. Okay, it's part of the Santa's Village. I've also got all the threads, including the overdyed and the button. So I'm not sure how I'm going to show this, but I'm going to try, because you know that's all you can do. So you have the chart, you have the threads and the button. It's so bad. You're thinking 1 year she'd been making these videos 5 minutes. Right, so that's first of all. You get the chart, button, all the threads you need to stitch the chart. That's the first thing. You will also get a packet of needles. And you will also get a little Christmas needle minder, which is in there. I'm not going to open it. I didn't make it, but it's there. Okay. And you'll also get some charms for Christmas. And you will also get one of these. So, if you're interested in my little Christmas bag of goodies and the new 2022 Book of Days, then this is the giveaway for you. All standard conditions apply. You should be over 18 so that you can give me your address. Please do not say giveaway or competition or anything like that. I will draw a winner using the random number generator, and I will also use a keyword which I'll tell you about in a second. And you could win this wonderful little 1 year celebration. I'll ship anywhere, all around the world, doesn't matter. So let me talk a little bit about Book of Days. I have a Book of Days from this year that I've used. These are great. The one that I have this year was my very first. I didn't have anything before that. But what you'll find is you've got the home one. You can write in what you stitch. You can write in your doctor's appointments. You can write in, I don't know, what you have for your dinner. Whatever you want, sticker it. That seems to be really popular just now. But you'll get this. Now, what I wanted to say is the reason I wanted to include Book of Days is, apart from it's the hot item at the moment, is because for me, planning for 2022 is a really important part of us as people, and growing and making plans, and either following those plans or not following those plans, but having a path. That for me is really important. And I think for all of us, it's about hoping that maybe what comes next is better, or is brighter, or is more what you want. I don't know. We're all different. But I really like this idea of looking forward to 2022. I'm not going to say 2021 was the worst year of my life, because no matter how bad things are, they can always be a lot worse. But it wasn't the best year. But it could have been a lot worse. So I shouldn't really complain. So 2022, the word that I would like you to use for the giveaway is the word of hope. Okay, so hope. I have many kind of hopes, aspirations for 2022, and I hope you all have too. But that's the word that I would like you to put in your comment. It's just the word hope. You don't need to put it in a sentence. I will just search for the word hope, and someday I'll pick a lucky winner, and somebody will receive that little bundle. All other giveaway winners have been posted away. Everything's been sent, so I'm starting for this one. It's blank slate, so I'm not waiting for anybody to contact me, which is great. I wanted to say a little bit about plans. My goodness, I'm talking a lot. And I know it's 1 year, big celebration for me. I am talking a lot. Plans. I really wanted to do some focus on Christmas stitching. I've got, you may remember I started Lavender and Lace, which is Celtic Noel. Big lady, Want to put some more stitches into her. I also want to pick up my Blackbird design Merry Christmas. The sampler that I started, the number 1, I started in May. I would like to pick that up and try and get some more stitches in that before the end of the year. I want to continue with my 3 whips I showed you today. The Who's There? My Owls by Satsuma Street. I also want to continue with Will You Midnight Dreamer, and also Mojo Stitches, That Fantastic Bird. Also want to try and fit in my August, September and December stocking all before the end of the year. So that's always in the back of my mind. And I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else to say. I think I've thanked everybody. Thank you all for watching, putting up with me. If you've been since the beginning, you're brave. But I think that's it. I'll stop now, get it uploaded. I hope you're all fine, well, take care of each other. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks. I don't think I'll have 4 finishes. I would love to tell you I would, but I won't. But I'll see you all in a couple of weeks. And if I've forgotten something, which I think I have, because I don't have any notes today, it's not good for a woman of my age. I need notes. I'll certainly tell you about it the next time round. Okay, so take care. Happy stitching. Bye-bye.